So what kind of world are we going to next? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we're here with episode 4 of Sonic Prime. And yeah, we are leaving New York City and presumably going to a new dimension. That seems to be kind of how this is going to go. And who knows what we could get into next. There's a lot of different possibilities, a lot of different opportunities for this. I keep bringing it up, but like I said, one of the only things I know about this going in was that one of the worlds is like a pirate world, so maybe that's gonna be next. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I'm very excited though because the first few episodes were really good, actually. Really interesting, and kind of set forth the tone for things with this series. There's a lot of good humor, but also a lot of surprising darkness to this series. It really goes heavy into some of the more disturbing aspects of this all. I mean, the cyborg Amy, Rusty Rose, I think was the name, is really fucked up when you actually stop to think about it. The entire concept of that is extremely fucked. And is it weird to say I kind of dig that? I kind of dig Sonic media getting really fucked up sometimes. Because it's like, I feel like you just don't see that a lot, you know? You don't see a lot of these, like, classic, cartoony, video gamey properties that are, more marketed towards a younger audience go into really dark territory. With Sonic, the darkest stuff I really know about, because I've talked about before, I'm not like this big, massive Sonic fan. I'm a very casual fan of Sonic. So the darkest thing I've known about has always been Maria and Shadow's backstory. That's always been the darkest part of Sonic lore and whatnot that I've personally known. But I'm sure there's other stuff. And just seeing how they handled that in the first arc, we'll call it, of this series, I'm hoping to see more. I really feel like they could very subtly get away with some pretty fucked up shit. And I'm all for that. So let's get into this episode and see what we have in store for whatever world we're going to head to next. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So we're in this jungle world now, this jungle version of Green Hill, and it seems to be like divided by two sides. There's no robots here, no Robotnik of any kind. Instead, we have the scavengers, who are Prim Rouge, Gnarly Knuckles, Mangy Tails, and Hangry Big. They're basically just all describing themselves as part of their names. But then we have the monster, who is literally just a version of Amy, whose name was, let me get this right, Thorn Rose, and works alongside a giant Flicky to protect the jungle and nature from the scavengers who have been, well, scavenging it, who have been taking from it and not really giving back in any way. And we see kind of the side of the scavengers first, seeing like how they're apparently just hungry and just want to be able to survive and everything. But then we see the Thorn side, and from her perspective, they've just been like, destroying nature and all. But she also doesn't seem like entirely quite there, so I'm not sure. I feel like we need like a third party to give us more info here. But either way, we delve into this, and Sonic is trying to kind of play both sides. He's trying to be a mediator between them, not really working out. He eventually manages to convince her to bring him to the Great Green, which is a giant palm tree, and that's apparently where the shard is buried. He finds it, but Thorn thinks it's great and magnificent and wants to use it herself because it's the heart of the jungle. And so she takes it back from him and attacks him. And so, yeah, not going as smoothly as it did seem at first. It's really interesting how, like, the personalities very much switch up, like, drastically. But the names are just, like, kind of, like, variations of the same. It's like, they're the same character, but intensely different in terms of personality. Because it's like Knuckles in this world, Gnarly Knuckles, is basically just Sticks from Sonic Boom. Like, let's be completely honest. He's just Sticks from Sonic Boom in this one. I don't know if she's been in any other Sonic media. I just know her from that, so. Prim is pretty much the same. Like, Prim is pretty much the same as every version of Rouge we've seen. She's the only one who doesn't really change. This version of Big is hangry, and again, it literally just describes him. He's hangry. He gets, like, very angry because he's hungry. Not really much else to that. But then there's Tails, who in this universe is Mangy Tails, and is basically, like, kind of like Donnie from the Wild Thornberries, but more aggressive. So that's unique. And then Thorn's personality is very protective, but also kind of crazy. Like, she doesn't, like I said, she kind of doesn't seem like she's all there. She seems like she's been driven to a little bit of insanity. And I'm very curious as to, like, find out, like, which side of this perspective that we've gotten for what happened and all is more correct, I guess. I'm definitely interested to see where they take this arc. But also, like, how they end up getting the shard back. Because is it just going to have to be defeating Amy? Or Thorn, rather? Because that just seems like very, like, basic, for lack of a better way to put it. Like there's not a lot of depth to that. But this world, I guess, may not have it as much. I feel like there was more to the last one. A lot more to, like, really think about and sink our teeth into. But that's also because it was the first world in this, world-hopping adventure. This one seems a lot more simplistic, a lot more easy to understand, which is fine. I just feel like maybe if this is a more simplistic world compared to the first, maybe it should be less episodes, because that just means there's not going to be as much to do, right? So if this were only 2 episodes instead of 3, I think that would help it, honestly. I think that would allow it to feel more natural in its execution. Because trying to stretch out something that's super simple just usually doesn't work from what I've noticed. Because the more simplistic it is, the less room you have to work with. It's just there's not a lot to tackle in that regard. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And I assume the pirate ship stuff's going to be next then. So maybe this will be 2 episodes, and then the final 3 episodes will be for the pirate stuff. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. In the meantime, let me know your thoughts on this episode down in the comments below. I know I didn't have a lot to say about this, but like I said, it's pretty simple. There wasn't much to say about it. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.